Hello my friends, my name is Amanda with Manda Panda Projects, and today I have the cutest little muslin creepy cloth ghost decor that I have made with a few supplies that you might even have at home. So make sure that you are subscribed to my channel for cute videos. Make sure you're following the Facebook page wherever you are. If you have a question about anything I'm using, let me know in the comments and I will help you out the best I can. So this little sign was from a thrift store. You can use any background that you want. Take some white tissue paper, doesn't really have to be white necessarily, crumple it up real good, and then cover your background with a nice thick layer of Mod Podge, and then open up that tissue paper and pat it down onto the top of your sign. So we're just making basically like a textured background. So you just crumple it up, Mod Podge, use a nice good amount of Mod Podge because you want that paper to really be stuck down there. And then go ahead and dry it really good with like a heat gun, or if you don't have one, just let it, sit for a few hours or whatever. And then I went ahead and took my little Gator sander and I just sanded off all the edges, okay? So this is our background. I just wanted the background to have some texture to it rather than be painted plain black. So, and as you can see, I am now painting it black, but I am not doing like a full coverage. I would say like 95% coverage. Go ahead and just left a little bit of that white peeking through just so you can see the texture a little bit more. Okay, now we're gonna make our Mod Podge and water mixture. I would say about half and half. I made a little bit and then I realized I didn't think I was gonna quite have enough. So I added a little bit more Mod Podge and a little bit more water, and then you just stir it really good. We're basically making like a hardening mixture for our fabric. So I am using muslin that has been coffee stained. I do have a video on how to coffee stain muslin. If you wanna see how I do that, I'm happy to let you know. And then I took some creepy cloth from Dollar Tree and I shoved it all in there into this little mixture. Now, this is a little bit tricky to work with. The creepy cloth, it kind of bunched up and clumped up in certain spots. If you have some cheesecloth, I would use like just cheesecloth and do this exact same thing. I think it would be a little bit easier to work with. Nonetheless, it worked fine. It came out super cute in the end. It just took quite a bit of manipulating and messing with to get it to the right shape. Also, I didn't think it was going to matter. My muslin was in like 3 different like chunks. I definitely would have cut a piece of muslin kind of to be like the shape of a ghost and did it that way if I were to do this over again. So just a few little tips for you. Definitely would have shaped the fabric first. I just had like a clump of fabric and then my plan was to shape it into a ghost afterwards. And it worked. I mean, it worked. We made it work, but it might have been a little easier to do the other way around. So once we had that all shaped as best as I could, I didn't even bother to really dry it. I just kind of left it there for now. And then I took some dried flowers. This is flowers that I got on my hike. It's actually a little bit of rosemary, some like, I don't know, some sort of weed bush thing, but I thought it was really pretty. And then another, almost like a baby's breath type. And I just took that. I had dried it out already. I bunched it in to make like a little mini bouquet. And then I tied that with some twine. And then I made kind of like a hand for the ghost, so it looks like he's kind of holding a little bouquet. Oh, isn't that precious? All right, now I dried it a little bit. It's gonna take a really long time to dry, so I didn't worry about it being completely dry. I just wanted to make sure everything was gonna stay in place. And for the eyes, I just took a little bit of felt and I cut 2 small little ovals. That's harder than you think to cut freehand ovals out of felt. But once they were good enough, I went ahead and glued those to the ghost. And look at it starting to come together. I needed a little something on the bouquet, so I took a rusty bell and I tied that to the center of a little shoestring bow. And I just glued that right there to the front of the bouquet. Aw, look at that. All right, so now I wanted to do something with the background. Originally, I was gonna do diamond dust to make it look like twinkling stars. But I just didn't think the diamond dust was going to go with the coffee stained muslin and the little dried flower bouquet. So I have this gold foil. I didn't know how this was going to turn out, but OMG, I am so happy with how this looks. Let me just say that the camera and the video does not do this justice with how awesome this looks in person. It almost looks like a gold starry night. It is so cool. So I just used the gold foil and I did not do it how you're supposed to. I literally just crumpled it up with my fingers, patted it on there with a little bit of Mod Podge until it stuck in absolutely no rhyme or reason. I just kind of got it on there haphazardly, but I love how it turned out. I just kept adding more and more. Eventually I had to stop myself, and there it is. Oh my goodness, This was such a fun project to make, you guys. I just love how this turned out. It's pretty, but cute, but kind of creepy. Just the perfect amount of creepy and the perfect amount of cute. So let me know in the comments, what do you think of this one? And are you going to make something like this in the future too?